Hi everyone, I'm Tammy from Mama Life Is Now. As you can see, today is Are You OK Day, which is a really important day of the year where we stop and show awareness and ask that simple question, are you okay? This year, the theme is, are you really okay? Which is so important, especially, more now than ever, where, what we're in year two of a pandemic, people are struggling. We can see the mental health, ill health numbers going up. Access to mental health professionals is somewhat limited because, the system's at capacity. And, no doubt there's other people out there that are, really struggling in silence. So, all of us can make a difference by asking that simple question. So why is this, topic so important for me, and why am I so passionate about it? So I have had my own mental health struggles for the last 2.5 years. That took a complete downturn when I had Indy last year. So I became a first-time mum in October to a beautiful little girl. It was the most amazing time, but at the same time, I ended up going through quite severe perinatal anxiety, which was debilitating. So there was some days, actually many days, I couldn't feed Indy. I couldn't hold her. I couldn't bath her. I didn't bath her for months. I didn't, look after her by myself. I just didn't trust myself. I was so afraid that I'll do something wrong and, potentially hurt this beautiful little baby that was in front of me. And it was that simple phrase, are you okay? That a community nurse actually said to me 2.5 weeks after giving birth to Indy. And, I'm like, yeah, I'm okay. And, basically, in other words, she said, are you really okay? And, obviously went through, after that point, went through a set questionnaire, which, clearly highlighted that I wasn't okay at all. And from that point, my mental health actually, again, took a further downhill turn. And, I was really struggling every day. I basically didn't sleep much for a few months. I guess my anxiety was through the roof. The only saving grace I had was a sleeping tablet that I actually took every night at 7 o'clock. As, nighttime, having a new baby that, I was already obviously anxious, and then having a new baby where I couldn't sleep. So that tablet, is what I went to, which is, I know is not great at all. And it's not the way to live. The fact that, I was counting down every minute of every day until I'd put my, little baby to bed and, myself to bed, to hope that I actually got a little bit of sleep. And, I'm not going to lie that although I wasn't suicidal as such, there was times there where I remember taking the tablet and thinking, what if I took more? So maybe that is suicidal, I guess, but not that I ever actually obviously took action or thought about it any more than that, but even to have that thought, even to have the thought that, taking a tablet every night would numb the pain, and sitting there thinking that, maybe it wouldn't be such a bad thing, for me to go to sleep and take it, maybe not wake back up and, so I don't have the pain that I was going through. So, yes, I guess that's my story. And, since going through that, I've been really vulnerable. I've shared my story, basically my personal life. I shared my story almost from the start. With anybody that I met, I was like, this is me. This is what I'm going through. And it is so surprising once you actually open up and share your story, how many other people have their own story. And that's what people said to me, that, Tammy, I haven't shared my story with anybody but my family. And I guess that's where I really learnt the power of, storytelling and being vulnerable, because we do obviously then, indirectly give people permission to share theirs. So, yes, that's what I learned early on. And, for me, what I'm really passionate about is, just really trying to help break down stigmas that do still exist around mental health, especially in workplaces. And this is why I have actually, today's a really special day. So I've become a mental health ambassador for the Australian New Zealand Mental Health Association, which I'm super excited about. And, my focus is around, workplaces and really trying to help drive that culture change, where we really do have a strong culture around mental health, where we actually are comfortable having conversations such as these. Are you okay? Are you really okay? Because I think that's, that's where the biggest challenge lies at the moment, where even as senior leaders, you know, we are not comfortable having those conversations as yet. We need to get comfortable. We need to be comfortable. Our staff need to be comfortable, because once we get comfortable, we have those conversations freely, not just today, that one day a year, it's every day. And when we see signs that somebody might be a little bit withdrawn, you know, like say in the corporate world, which I'm in, if you leave, you know, somebody leaving an office or a meeting regularly, I know that's what I did when I was, you know, so anxious in the last couple of years that I just couldn't, you know, I just had to get out of that meeting space and go to the bathroom. So it's just, you know, be observant of what's happening around you. You know, if obviously somebody's having, you know, extra sick days, you know, again, another sign, somebody that, like, say, a change in their mood where, or behavior that, you know, maybe they used to sit down and have lunch with the team, and, you know, now they're, you know, sitting at their desk and just distancing themselves. Or if you know that they are going through a hard time in their personal life and they had shared that, you know, maybe they really are suffering in silence. So it is perfectly okay to ask somebody, are you okay? It's, you know, it can make the world of difference. So, yeah, so that's what I'm passionate about. And I think also as senior leaders, if we give people permission to share their story, that will make the world of difference. So as a leader, I shared my story of severe perinatal anxiety, and I did that for a reason. I shared it here on LinkedIn for people to understand that, you know, mental health does not discriminate. And this is my story. And there's so many people out there that have their own story, and that is okay. So that's what I think is important, that, you know, the more of us senior leaders that stand up and speak our truth and share our own stories, show vulnerability, that's when, you know, that's when we'll really make a change, where, you know, we make sure that we are supporting those people, and that's what will help break down those stigmas. So today, Are You OK Day, what are you going to do to really bring this message home into your workplace? Simple conversations, you know, again, on the internet, you'll see all of these backdrops for Zoom. It can be a simple thing, but start the message today and start driving that culture change. Stay safe, everyone.